North Forge. Today we're going to go over our new flat sanding attachment. If you're a bladesmith, you're going to need this in your shop at some point in time. It does a lot of stuff. If you do thin kitchen blades, if you do kukris, if you do integrals, it moves, floats to the contours of your blade, whatever you need. It's going to be available in just a couple of days in our shop. You can go there in our shop, but also if you hit our pre-orders when we open them up this week, you'll be able to select it right there and it all comes together in one shipment. Also, you'll be able to get your vise lasered if you want to, things like that. So without further ado, let's go directly into how this works. Okay, so it's going to come with a few things. It's going to come with these 4 bolts, and it's going to come with these. So these are going to take place of the 2 that are on your plate that go here. And then it's going to come with this attachment. This attachment has 4 1/4-20 holes. It also has 2 1/4-20 tapped holes. These will go in here and here, and I'll show you how that's done. So what you're going to do is, so if your plate is bolted here, you're going to take it off, unbolt it, take this plate, take your threaded holes and put them to the outside. What we're going to do is use these larger bolts here that we have now and bolt it up so it has more surface area and it's going to be stronger for you because this extends it out so that actually you have a longer reach on your blades. It's going to extend it at least 1.5 inches longer than your typical rail is. Okay, so that's in place there. Take a wrench, tighten these up, but do not over tighten these bolts at all. This is aluminum and these are steel. Don't strip it out. Just get them good and snug. You'll feel the lockdown go in and you're good to go. All right, next, take your plate, put it opposite of where it would mount up. So these 2 holes mount here. What you're gonna do is turn it around and it's gonna mount in these 2 holes or these 2 holes. And these 2 holes right here are what set it up. So let's mount it up real quick. So let's screw this in and screw this one in. So if you tighten them down real tight, there's no use to use these that screw in, but you can just leave them in there all the time if you'd like. I'll show you what these 2 do in just a second. So let's get these in here for our use in just a minute. Tighten this vise down so it's not moving so much. All right, so it's also going to come with actually 6 of these. On the back of them is double-sided sticky tape. So what we're going to do, we're going to peel this off. Save it because you'll need to put it back on. You can reuse this over and over and over. And it's going to come with 6 of them. So we'll just set this up to where it sits right there. Line the edges up fairly good. It might stick over here a little bit, but that is not a problem at all. Just touch it down a little bit and it's there. It's not moving at all. Let me tighten my vise down. All right. Turn this down so it's not wobbling. Okay. So this is setting here. So you can put, I'll do this again. You can put a flat blade in here and sand everything totally flat. So these almost match perfectly. So if you put your Mercasa stopping right here, and say you have a distilled taper on it that goes up, you can loosen these a little bit, screw this, and lift this up. You can loosen whichever one of these you need to loosen or tighten. So this will go up, down. It also goes this way so that you can get exactly on your blade. So if you have a distilled taper and you have your forged bevels in, say the whole thing is forged a kitchen knife, you can actually loosen this, turn this, and this will rock up this way so that it'll get exactly on your blade. So now if we look down from the top, we can see a few things about this. Let's throw this little junk blade in here that was sitting around. So you can see it sitting there. You could slide this over here to this edge, center this point, and cut this out. Flip it around, do the same thing over here, center that point, cut that out, and you're going to have 3/8 of an inch to play with. So you're going to have 3/8 of an inch to sand, get over here in your flat, wherever you need to be. You can cut these out, and if you have the same pattern all the time, you build the same knife over and over, you can just keep using this piece. It's cut out perfectly for your blade. Or you can just use it like a flat board and not cut it at all. Totally up to you. Tons of options on this thing. Next, let's loosen these a little bit so we can move these pins. If you build a lot of integrals, or even an integral at all, and it's a kitchen knife, and it gets thinned down, you know, in certain places, you can slide this up to the front pins. And you have your space for your integral right here. And even at this location, you can, you know, fix it where it moves up or down or wherever you want it. You can loosen these, move it up farther, whatever you need. It just has tons of flexibility here. So these are a little oversized, so it moves around. That's pretty simple to use. Like I say, it's going to come with 6 of these pieces. You'll be able to order more of those in our shop. We'll set it up where you can order more if you need them, or we can tell you where to go order them, whatever you want. So that pretty much wraps it up. It's really simple to use, it's efficient, and it will change your game, just like our rail system does. Our rail system is hard to beat. It does virtually any knife that you want it to do, but there's one thing that it doesn't do that this one does. So, say you have a kukri and you need to move this over here. Take the inside one out of the bend of your kukri, and you can slide this around. Bolt it down, your kukri's in here, and you can get most of your kukri solid. You have a good attachment, you can run this pin up, move it up, touch, whatever you need to do. If your kukri didn't have that much turn in it, slide it over there, then you still have the bevel to move here and there, wherever you need to move. It works fantastic. We've been using it since we developed it, and a lot of people have been using it. Neil's using it, Cal Royer's using it. There's a bunch of them that are trying it out and giving us feedback on it, and I believe that they love it. So we have other products in development that are coming out very soon. So let's take this one for instance. We'll straighten this back up, put this pin back in it. So you see that this starts here. So what you would want to do is move this here. This has a distal taper on it. Let me actually turn this blade around so you can see the blade side of it. And it's going to get a little better visual for you. So it's got a bit of a distal taper. See how that sits down there? Like so. So it's touching back here, but it's not touching up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to loosen these back ones just a little bit. And then we're going to bring this up to touch our distal taper. Tip might be a little low or whatever, so you might want to bring this back one up a little to catch it up. Is it all touching? Looking pretty close. Bring it down just a hair, tighten these down. I just look down the edge of it and it is setting down. So now it's all solid. Everything's perfect. You can cut this out. This is about in the center. You can flip it over, cut that out, and you can access everything you want to here. So we just fixed our distal taper problem that you're always having on a flat board with this bouncing. No more bounce. And you can, you can tighten this down hard and tighten it up on it. You can even bow this up a little bit if you want to. It works fantastic. It's solid as a rock. I think we covered about everything. I think it's going to be really beneficial for you. If you have any questions or anything, we're always accessible. Anytime you need us, just hit us up on our website. You can call the phone number on there. We'll answer. If we don't, leave a message. We'll get right back with you. Anyways, thanks for watching. And if you have any questions, any comments, whatever, give us a shout. We'll talk to you later. Thank you.